How's it going, y'all? My name is Zenna. Welcome back to another episode of Battlefield 2042's More Than Meta. I don't know about y'all, but I seriously enjoy a good underdog weapon, and this series allows me to share with y'all some of the best guns that aren't necessarily talked about or used by the majority of players. So let's take a step back from the more common weapons like the PP29, the SCAR, the Vancies, and take a look at one of the more unique weapons in today's episode of More Than Meta featuring the M16. Now, some of you may be new to Battlefield 2042 and need to know exactly how to unlock the M16. This weapon can easily be obtained by earning 100 kills with the SFAR, along with 30 kills with any underbarrel grenade launcher. For anyone who wants to speed this process up, you can load into a solo match against AI, and the kills will still count towards completing your challenge. Similar to 2042's other vault weapons, the M16 has lost most of its unique portal attachments, like the flash hider, the heavy barrel, in exchange for the base game 2042 upgrades. We got attachments like extended mags, extra underbarrels, new sights and scopes, along with various muzzles. The attachments that remained from Portal will be unlocked by default, while the 2042 attachments, you will have to manually unlock them. Keep in mind, for you new players, these attachments can once again be unlocked by playing solo mode against bots. The M16 has a solid 5-hit kill range out to 75 meters, which is deadly combined with this weapon's accuracy and fire rate. Speaking of, the M16 fires 800 rounds per minute, which means that this bad boy is a constant threat at close or long range. Although I must say, at those longer ranges, the spread pattern can be brutal, so make sure to hit those 5 to 7 round bursts for maximum effectiveness at range. Overall, the assault rifle category, I would say the M16 lands pretty high on the tier list. I would say it's one of the better vault ARs overall, and even better than a select few 2042 ARs in certain areas. The M16 has a strong rate of fire, which means it can be effective in those random close quarter situations. Combine that with a laser and you have a dangerously effective hipfire weapon. Hell, you don't even need the laser for it to be effective with the hipfire. The M16 also has access to grenade launchers and underbarrel shotguns, which just gives it another point for the utility when compared to ARs like the A91 or the AM40. Now, this is probably a good time to talk about my loadout. The great thing about the M16 is you can build it several different ways. The plus menu even allows you to do this on the move on the battlefield. My standard setup has to be Cobra sight, LWG grip, extended mags, factory barrel with a wrap suppressor to swap. Every gun in 2042, I always bring a suppressor to swap just in case I need it. The plus menu is there, so might as well dress my weapons accordingly. For the underbarrel, I also recommend the STNR laser, the blue laser. And of course, don't forget to fill your extra 2 slots with grenade launchers for the underbarrel. And then also don't forget to fill up your ammo because you never know when you're going to need those extra mags. Lastly, for the scopes, I feel like this section is entirely personal preference, but 99% of the time I'm going with a red dot sight. Unfortunately, most of you know the M16 for some ignorant reason does not have access to a red dot sight unless you use the hybrid scope, in which case you have to have a 3x and a red dot sight, and you have to kind of swap back and forth. So I've just adapted completely to using the Cobra, and after a while, it's just the more enjoyable sight to use. It's not ideal, but I would say it still gets the job done. Last thing I'll say on these scopes is I normally bring a thermal and at least one extra long range scope for maybe like a 4x for those random situations. The point here with the build is, and this goes for all weapons in 2042, the plus menu is there. So maximize the slots in your ammo, maximize the underbarrel with grenade launchers or shotguns or whatever utility you want to bring on the battlefield. Same thing with the scopes. Bring your preferred sight. Mine just happens to be a Cobra. Maybe yours is a 2x. Fill up that preferred slot in the first option, and then your backup slots, just fill them with a thermal or a long-range scope. The barrel, I personally can't go wrong with the factory barrel. RCOM is another viable choice, I would say. But in that second or third slot, make sure you bring a suppressor. You might as well. You never know when you're going to need those extra attachments, that extra bit of utility on the battlefield. So why do I like the M16? For me, when I'm playing a game, it's never about using the best weapons or the top meta picks. I enjoy using what feels good to me individually as a player. It can be something strange like weapon audio or even the recoil pattern. But for me, once a weapon clicks, I feel like I can use it to its maximum potential. The M16, to me, fits into this category. It's maybe not strong for every player, but for some reason this weapon clicks for me and I can unlock the farm. The burst fire in the medium range always feels smooth and the hit reg feels nice. When I'm loading into a game of 2042 and I feel like using a vault weapon, the M16 is never a bad choice. It will consistently perform across all maps and all ranges. It's a top tier weapon with only a few weaknesses. A less obvious advantage with the M16 involves ammo reserve. Many people don't realize, but the M16 has almost double the ammo found in the base 2042 weapons. For example, the M16A3 is 124 ammo plus the 31 in your mag, while the M16 is 217 plus the 31 loaded already in your weapon. This essentially makes the M16 a great weapon for all classes since you don't have to worry about ammo nearly as much. You can also take this perk to the extreme with the assault proficiency, which will increase your assault rifle ammo even more. What about some negatives for the M16? I mean, surely it's got some negatives. In my opinion, there is one main reason as to why you will not enjoy using the M16, and it all goes back to the reload. For me, this is the most frustrating part of using every single vault weapon. This is something I've complained about literally since Season 2, when the vault weapons were first released. For some reason, there is a slight delay in the final moments of the reload animation. It seems you have the mag in place and you are ready to fire, but you cannot shoot no matter what you do. It's a design flaw or a bug that has gotten me killed numerous times, and something that continues to annoy me every time I use these weapons. You might say, geez, that sounds like a bit of an overreaction. But I say, go play around and see how many times you get screwed over because of this issue. How many times do you reload in a round of 2042? Like 100 times in one round? I would say at least 25% of the time when you reload, it's going to get you killed. At the end of the day, the M16 is not the best gun to use in Battlefield 2042, but in the right situations, it can make for a great time, an enjoyable time, and some crispy farm. There was a time in 2042 where I really did not enjoy the M16, but thankfully that time has come and gone. I'm now at a point in 2042 where I have my list of weapons that I prefer using, and the M16 is definitely on my list. Despite its downsides, it consistently provides solid results in combat. All of that to say, I think the M16 in Battlefield 2042 is definitely more than meta. That's going to close out today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that y'all enjoyed. I want to continue this mini-series of off-meta weapons, so let me know which gun you want to see next. If you're looking for live gameplay, I stream every week on Twitch. I'll have all my social links in the description. The support on my channel has just been incredible. I want to tell y'all how thankful I am. And we're in a bit of a weird spot with 2042, but I'm going to continue to do my best to provide the best content possible. By the time you're watching this, the stadium map will have already come out. I'm waiting on the stealth bomber and the LMG to come out as well, and I'm going to do a final Battlefield 2042 like weapons loadout build, what tier list or whatever, just kind of going through all the weapons. And then also I'm going to try to get some stadium gameplay on the channel as soon as that map releases. So hopefully I'll get that out very quickly. And then the stealth bomber, I don't know exactly how that's going to play out, but as soon as I get some content of that on the channel, I'll do that as well. But I just really appreciate all the support. If you guys enjoyed today's video, consider dropping a like and subscribing. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching, for that matter, not just me. Yep. Factory, iron sight. I am dead. I am just instantly dead. That just goes to show you right there, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need attachments for your weapon to actually be effective. Attachments only just kind of, you know, finesse the weapon into a way that you prefer it. Okay. Fix the mouse should be the tagline for this game. Hey, I got 100 kills. It's funny how terrible this round started out, and I ended up like this is the highest kill game I've ever had, and I had such an awful start. I don't even feel like I got 100 kills. That's kind of sus. Anyway, GG's, M16, it's effective. Not on this map though, let's be honest.